Good evening. This is Akashwani, and I am Ashok Ojha with the news at 9. The headlines. Union Home Minister Amit Shah says government working actively to strengthen and integrate Northeast for the past 10 years. Assam Rifles Headquarters relocated from Central Aizawl to Zokhawsang. 64 Maoists surrender in Telangana. Bureau of Indian Standards cracks down on e-commerce platforms selling unsafe, non-certified products. RBI gets Digital Transformation Award 2025 for its digital initiatives by Central Banking at London. IMD warns of severe heat waves at isolated places in Odisha tomorrow. And in tennis, India's Vaidehi, Chaudhary and Rashmika Bhamidipaty clinched W35 Nonthaburi women's doubles title in Thailand. Union Home Minister Amit Shah hailed the relocation of Assam Rifles from Aizawl city to Zokhawsang as a significant milestone for the development of Mizoram. Speaking at the relocation of Assam Rifles Battalion Headquarters from Central Aizawl to Zokhawsang in Aizawl today, Shah emphasized that the move marks a new chapter for Aizawl city and a pivotal step towards the state's growth. He said that the relocation of Assam Rifles Battalion Headquarters from the heart of Aizawl city to Zokhawsang, which is about 15 kilometers away from the state capital, is a vision for the development of Mizoram. Mr. Shah said that the government of India has been actively working for the past 10 years to strengthen and integrate the entire Northeast.
नॉर्थ ईस्ट में टूरिज्म से लेकर टेक्नोलॉजी तक, स्पोर्ट्स से लेकर स्पेस तक और एग्रीकल्चर से लेकर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप तक हर क्षेत्र में विकास के नए आयाम ये 10 साल में नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार गढ़ रही है.
The ceremony also featured an exchanged land records of maps between Lieutenant General Vikas Lakhera, Assam Rifles, and V. Fanai, Commissioner and Secretary to the Mizoram government, marking the formal shift of Assam Rifles Battalion Headquarters from Khasla Aizawl to Zokhawsang. Our correspondent has more details.
A new chapter of history was written in Mizoram today with the relocation ceremony of Assam Rifles from Central Aizawl to Zokhawsang in the presence of Union Home Minister Amit Shah. The relocation of Assam Rifles has been a long-cherished dream of the Mizo people. The issue of shifting of Assam Rifles was first raised by the then Lal Denga government in 1988. In October last year, Memorandum of Agreement was signed between the Lal Duama-led ZPM government and the Assam Rifles, which will come effective from April this year. The historic and milestone relocation ceremony of Assam Rifles held today will be recorded in the history of Mizoram for all times to come. With Gin Gangte, this is Isaac Zoromsanga, Akashwani News, Aizawl.
In Telangana, 64 members of the banned CPI Maoist party have voluntarily surrendered before the Inspector General of Police, Multi-Zone 1, Chandrasekhar Reddy, and Bhadradri Kothagudam District Superintendent of Police, Rohit Raj. With this, the total number of Maoists who have surrendered during the past 2 months has gone up to 122. The IGP informed the media persons that 48 men and 16 women were among those who surrendered today. He said the surrendered Maoists will be given 25,000 rupees each as immediate assistance. The IGP assured that the police department will extend support to rehabilitate them in the coming days. Bureau of Indian Standards BIS has carried out search and seizure operations at multiple warehouse locations of leading e-commerce platforms including Amazon and Flipkart in cities like Lucknow, Gurugram and Delhi. The crackdowns are aimed at curbing the distribution of unsafe and non-certified products through e-commerce platforms. We have more from our correspondent.
During its surveillance activities, BIS has identified that several non-certified products are being sold on e-commerce platforms such as Amazon, Flipkart, Meesho, Myntra, BigBasket, even though BIS certification has been made mandatory for these products. Non-certified products include those that do not bear the ISI mark or bear an ISI mark with an invalid license number. These non-certified products pose significant safety risks to consumers as they have not undergone independent third-party testing manufacturing to ensure that they meet minimum safety and performance standards. BIS has urged consumers to make informed purchasing decisions by utilizing the BIS Care app. Consumers can use the BIS Care app to lodge complaints about products that do not bear the ISI mark or report quality concerns regarding BIS certified products. Suparna Saikia, Akashvani News, Delhi.
BIS is actively conducting market surveillance to ensure that consumer products available in the market, including on e-commerce platforms, comply with applicable safety and quality standards. Union Minister for Communication Ashwini Vaishnav said that the first chip made in India will be rolled out this year. Interacting with the IIT students at Chennai today, he said that 4 chips made in India will be rolled out in the next 2 years, and India will be able to supply made-in-India chips to Tesla, Volkswagen, and also to any part of the world. He told that 5 semiconductors are under construction in India presently. The minister informed that the government had allocated 10,000 crore rupees for development under artificial intelligence vision. Earlier, the minister inaugurated the Z-Work electronics manufacturing sector in Sri Perumbudur near Chennai and announced the establishment of 2 new electronics industry in Sri Perumbudur and Manalur with an investment of 1,112 crore rupees.
With investment of 1,112 crore, these 2 will be set up as very large electronics manufacturing clusters, and that will help our growth of electronics manufacturing in Tamil Nadu in a very big way. And that is the spirit of our Prime Minister.
Vaishnav also shared that the Z-Work Electronics Centre will be developed on 15 acres of land with an investment of 200 crore rupees. Over 8,000 people, primarily women, will be employed within 8 months, with 80% of the workforce being female. Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar clarified that the state government's decision to provide a 4% reservation for minorities in government contracts is not limited to Muslims alone. Speaking to reporters in Bengaluru today, he stated that the reservation ensures the rightful benefits for all minority communities and backward classes. Earlier, BJP has termed Karnataka government's decision to provide 4% reservation to certain minorities in government contracts as unconstitutional. Briefing media persons at party headquarters in New Delhi today, senior BJP leader Ravi Shankar Prasad asserted that religion-based reservation is not permissible under the Indian Constitution.
Religious-based reservation is not permissible under the Indian Constitution. ये जो संविधान की बात बार बार करते हैं, उसमें स्पष्ट लिखा हुआ है सोशल बैकवर्डनेस, एजुकेशनल बैकवर्डनेस. इसीलिए कर्नाटका का निर्णय राष्ट्र को कमजोर करता है, अपीजमेंट पॉलिटिक्स को और बढ़ाता है और देश की एकता को कमजोर करता है. हम इसकी बहुत भर्त्सना करते हैं, ये कोर्ट में चैलेंज होगा.
The state government, aiming to implement this 4% reservation for minority contractors, had approved an amendment to the Transparency in Public Procurement Act during the cabinet meeting held yesterday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has urged people to tune into his podcast interview with Lex Fridman to be broadcast tomorrow. In a social media post, Mr. Modi said he had a fascinating conversation with Mr. Fridman, who hosts the Lex Fridman podcast. The conversation covered diverse topics, including Mr. Modi's childhood, the years in the Himalayas, and the journey in public life. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of stories and more news, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download News on AIR app. The Reserve Bank of India (RBI) has been selected for the Digital Transformation Award 2025 by Central Banking at London in UK. The central bank was awarded for its digital initiatives named Pravah and Sarathi, which were developed by its in-house developer team. The awards committee noted how these digital initiatives have reduced the use of paper-based submissions, thus transforming RBI's internal and external processes. Nominations for the Padma Awards 2026 to be announced on the occasion of Republic Day next year have started today. The last date for nominations for Padma Awards is 31st of July. The nominations and recommendations for Padma Awards will only be received online on the Rashtriya Puraskar portal. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has told global leaders to keep the pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin to back a ceasefire in Ukraine. In his opening remarks to a virtual gathering, Starmer claimed that Russian President Putin will sooner or later have to come to the table. The call is expected to delve into how countries can help Ukraine militarily and financially, as well as gauging support for any future possible peacekeeping mission in the event Putin backs a cessation of hostilities. Around 25 countries are expected to be involved in the call, including European partners and Ukraine. Hamas today said it will only release an American Israeli and the bodies of 4 other hostages if Israel implements their ceasefire agreement, calling it an exceptional deal aimed at getting the truce back on track. A senior Hamas official said long-delayed talks over the ceasefire second phase would need to begin on the day of the release and last no longer than 50 days. It said Israel would also need to stop barring the entry of humanitarian aid and withdraw from a strategic corridor along Gaza's border with Egypt. India Meteorological Department IMD has forecast heatwave to severe heatwave conditions at isolated places over Odisha tomorrow. According to IMD, heatwave conditions are likely to prevail over Vidarbha, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, North Telangana tomorrow, and over Gangetic West Bengal, Saurashtra and Kutch during the next 2 days. Talking to media persons, senior IMD scientist Dr. Soma Sen Roy said yellow alerts have been also issued for Jharkhand and West Bengal for the next 2 to 3 days.
उड़ीसा में हीट वेव स्थिति कंटिन्यू करेगा, साथ में वार्म नाइट्स भी रहेगी और दोनों के चलते इम्पैक्ट बहुत ज्यादा होगा, जिसके कारण रेड अलर्ट आज के लिए दिया जा रहा है। 15-16 तारीख को रेड अलर्ट के बाद 17-18 तारीख को ऑरेंज अलर्ट चलेगी, मगर झारखंड और बंगाल में 2 से 3 दिन तक हीट वेव का स्थिति येलो अलर्ट के साथ चलेगा। उसके बाद थोड़ा सा मॉइस्चर आने के कारण से थंडरस्टॉर्म एक्टिविटी ईस्ट इंडिया में शुरू होने का चांसेस है।
The Met Department has also forecast hot and humid conditions at isolated places over coastal Andhra Pradesh, Yanam, Kerala and Mahe tomorrow. Further, the IMD has also predicted heavy rainfall over Uttarakhand tomorrow and in Arunachal Pradesh over the next 2 days. The IMD added that thunderstorms with gusty winds and lightning are likely to prevail over Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura over the next 2 to 3 days. In tennis, India's Vaidehi Chaudhary and Rashmika Bhamidipaty have clinched the W35 Nonthaburi women's doubles title in Thailand this afternoon. The Indian duo defeated the second-seeded pair of Punin Kuaputidade of Thailand and Yuki Naito of Japan in the final. In the Women's Premier League Cricket Summit clash, Mumbai Indian were at 105 for 3 in 15.1 over against Delhi Capitals at the Brabourne Stadium in Mumbai. Earlier, Delhi Capitals won the toss and opted to bowl. India captain Harmanpreet Singh and senior goalkeeper Savita Punia today won the Hockey India Balbir Singh Senior Player of the Year award in the men's and women's categories. In the men's hockey, Harmanpreet led India to their second consecutive bronze medal at the 2024 Paris Olympics. He was also a part of the Tokyo Games bronze medal winning side. The award ceremony was attended by former Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju, Hockey India President Dilip Tirki and Secretary General Bholanath Singh, among others. And now, before we end this bulletin, the headlines once again. Union Home Minister Amit Shah says government working actively to strengthen and integrate Northeast for the past 10 years. Assam Rifles Headquarters relocated from Central Aizawl to Zokhawsang. 64 Maoist surrender in Telangana. Bureau of Indian Standards cracks down on e-commerce platforms selling unsafe, non-certified products. RBI gets Digital Transformation Awards 2025 for its digital initiatives by Central Banking at London in UK. IMD warns of severe heat waves at isolated places in Odisha tomorrow. And in tennis, India's Vaidehi Chaudhary and Rashmika Bhamidipaty clinched W35 Nonthaburi women's doubles title in Thailand. And that is all in the news at 9 tonight. Good night.